His cut is deep like one mouth. He crouches alongside. A name is misspelled. A circuit completed. We take offence. Give back. Grant displeasure. Does it have to make contact? I conduct. I am nerves. I store up. Lose nothing. All my systems function and contradict. Often angular lineaments. I negotiate. He goes hogwire at the outcome. The listener sometimes lacks the motivation to protest, to tell tongue, to reset the tale in constructivist fashion. We are going to need shin pads. There'll be reprisals. This starving and freezing won't work with me either. I have reread the tale. The nights are men. Use your head when you are. I dream he is standing upon a rocky outscarp, arid terrain. The guidebook says overhanging limestone feature. He initiates the tradition, evacuate, alienate, encompass, repatriate. We're exposed to one another. I'm leaving soon, which is a good reason to include me in the experiment. I am decoy. The objects presented include the slate pencils, the hopper shape, the salt mineral, some vague peripherals, a few sheets of remaindered paper. What if one day I can no longer? It's an uncertain age. Silence is my prerogative. Silence is my domain. As long as he keeps at it, things are held at bay. Things are kept in check. Change tack. Two men, one cage. A fight to the death. The decays. A series of attacks and parries. A dead ball situation. We've just taken one step back from mourning. I am beginning to emerge. I courage myself by remembering what indifference I've made. Lots of white space. I spoke at the outset. I don't provoke. I cannot revoke. I will not provoke by letters under my foreknowledge. No punchlines, lots of silences. Any material addled to the edge will leave a deep depression in each face of the cube. The overall shape is a diminutive of dead, bend, sinister. Only half its width. Atomic life is sinking. The parry combines with the riposte. We initially believed the thing was used for striking sparks. There simply isn't enough data to go on. Information is ebbing. We stop. Lots of sirens. So far, all we can recollect is intricate street canals navigated by brightly coloured barges, clumps of seaweed drifting across an oily spectrum. In the town square is a museum dedicated to those no longer here. A familiar theme we shall return to again and again. An archive of images that help you to forget. A worn face caught in the glow of a nearby star and printed onto a piece of paper. A rust chute that empties into the sea. A pyramid of pebbles balancing beside an olive grove. I hope you're concentrating. I hope you're connecting. I am presently paralysed. I stand upon the southernmost of twin salt glands that flank the river mouth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with able assistance, I give you the past. There are waves and I am humming a tune. There are horses, plenty of horses. See the rim of a cloud burned into a slice of night. I declare myself in a dumb show. Odour and humidity are estimated equal. Among my citizens are common mutes. You can no doubt see the lights of the petrochemical plant from this very spot, across the estuary, across the docks. limbs link and wish for something. He says we have been quietly structured. We are panopticon. Think of this in terms of an end state, entropy, unfounded rumours, nameless molecules. We cease. Some things should never come together and occupy the same space. I'm returning to my earlier notes, earlier selves, and expanding. It's believed his motive was revenge for something that happened 20 centuries ago. He refuses to collaborate. He is misuse, blunders by ancient pistol, perhaps a substitute for corroded or corrupt. There's a time, and we can wait. The stripping work is done with the aid of a steam blower and an axe. There's lots of tiny white flowers pouring out of his head. The doctrine is the doctrine of the impossibility. His brain appears to be made of millet seed. No number satisfies the diction or has the property. This is where I put all the things I reject but wish to keep. I don't think this is particularly savage territory. I don't think this is elusive terrain. The square root of opposition dictates itself, swaying to and fro from end to end. The melodies of different composers can be approached by subtracting the principle. Consider his erection range, his neutron object. We are modelling his magic on unspecified rites. Piratic genes, albumin smog, the torn dust cover, etc. None of us can cope with all the biting and the scratching. That said, the fights are much like fights, inconsequential. He reuses everything. That's his pulse. But I'm the one who is trembling anticipation. That throbbing noise from beneath the floorboards is the last utilisable vein.